Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Had to redo the intro just for the simple fact that this camera's stupid, Droid Moto, don't ever buy one. Anyway, since I had to redo the intro instead of doing it on the computer in there, I went ahead and drove a post in over there to kind of snug that fence up. And I drove one in there to snug this side of the fence up. And that way it's just a little bit tighter, so maybe less chance that they'll fly over if it's standing up straight. So anywho, we'll get into the video. Thank y'all. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel. And like the video if you enjoy what I do, and share it of course when you can. And those few new ones in the last few days, thank y'all very much. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It's Sunday evening. I got the new fence up, closed in, got the gate built. I need to trim that board off and put another post over there and little stuff, but it'll hold the chickens in. And they've just now figured out that they can go around the corner of the building. I tried to let the teenagers out. They act like, I don't know what to do. Didn't want to come out, so I closed the door back and let the adults out. And they're scratching new ground to them. So, either way, had 33 feet of wire left, and I think I got about less than a foot left after wrapping it, so I couldn't build it as big as I'd like to. But came out about 10 feet off the new 8-foot addition, and all the way up here, which is like 17 feet or something, and then added these little 2x for post, one there, and built the gate out of this, all out of that scrap lumber. I used everything I had in there that was scrap. I do have something else I want to do. I'm gonna have to take a piece of tin and cut it in like 8-inch strips short ways and add it to the back side of that building, because that water, when it rains hard, is dripping right there on the roost, and I don't want it to drip inside. So I'll just unscrew the bottom edge, slide a little piece of metal up under it so it'll divert the water further off the building, and that'll make it a little bit more watertight for them. But they are as happy as they can be. It is close to 6:30-ish now in the evening. I didn't look at the time, but I was on the phone a little while ago with a customer, and it was 6:01. So so that part's done. And the little babies, I even might even let them out. There's no gaps in the wire to where they could get out. Oh, fancy door here. It works. It's square. Only problem I had was this post leaned and that post leaned, and this ground so hard after about 8 or 10 inches down, I couldn't get it to go any deeper unless I got a pickaxe and broke it. And y'all, it's a chicken pen, chicken run. It ain't worth all that effort. So I got some braces on them until they set up. But I used everything. The one piece there that's holding the inside of the door up is all that's left, and that's just to keep that door square, so that that post square, so the door opens and closes properly. But all this stayed the same. I probably need to add a post here, and maybe one in the middle there, then another one down there. But it don't have to have it, but I may get it later if I can get something that I can drive into the ground instead of having to dig into this hard ground. But they are extremely happy. I don't think I collected eggs today. I have to go in there and see. But the babies were all up against the fence a little while ago when the adults were down here scratching. Look at them up on the roost. One little gray one on the next to the top, and then 3 little black ones up on the very top. Once they start roosting, I could probably let them out to scratch a little bit because they'll go back in there to roost. We'll just have to see. But I want to get my daughter or son-in-law or somebody to come out here and help me one evening when it just gets dark, when they're on the roost good, so I can look at him fly from one step down to the next. So I can get in there and clip all their wings on one side. That'll definitely slow them down from flying out. But either way, the new 4-foot wire is back there. It looks pretty decent to me. And it's down to the ground, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. This post is wanting to pull up because I pulled the wire so tight. But it'll have to do. They're enjoying it. And I'm sure when that sun goes down in another hour and a half or so, they'll get right back up on their roost, and I'll close it up. And eventually the teenagers will figure out that they can come out and scratch. And I really wasn't worried about it today. If I leave the door open long enough, I'm sure they'll get brave and decide to come out and scratch around a little bit. But I do want to clip their wings. I don't think they'll fly away, but chickens don't like to fly. It's a last resort for them. So, anyway, I get their wings clipped and start taking turns letting the chicks out and scratching all that. But right now the 6 adults eat more than all the rest of them. So I've been trying to keep up with how much feed like the 4 teenagers are eating. I filled their feeder up Thursday evening and I put them in there, so they didn't really scratch and eat that night. Not enough to matter. Not Thursday, Tuesday evening. So you know, Wednesday or whatever, I think it was Wednesday. And it's Sunday, so you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 full days they've been in their own pen. I don't want to let them out with the adults. For one, is they always get picked on, but second, they may still try to go back and roost with the adults, and I want them to roost in their own pen. So I'm not going to let them out together. But either way, a little 7-minute video. Show y'all I am working a little bit at a time, guys. That's what I'm saying. You can't go from a zero to a hero. A little bit of progress every day makes all the difference in the world. And I'm soaking wet. It's so humid and hot out here. But look at that old white hen that likes to pick on these other teenagers. Boy, she wish she'd get in there and pick on them. But she gonna be the first one butchered to go to the pot, I promise you. So now I got to start saving up for a depulker, cause I'll buy one of those cheap ones you can put in a drill if I have to. But I'd rather buy one of them $400 ones, you know, that you drop the chicken in 10 seconds it's plucked. I'd rather have that. So we'll just have to see. They are exploring their new area. And, you know, it added 10 by 17 to their run. So they ought to be extremely happy. It almost doubled their run space just by using the wire that I already had. And if y'all remember, you know, I bought a 4-foot roll of chicken wire that's 50 foot long, and it was $50. You can get a 100-foot roll for 150 foot, sorry, for $100. But it seemed like me and a buddy of mine was talking yesterday. Seemed like every daggum thing you do nowadays costs you $100. So all I've spent besides the time and labor on building this chicken pen and adding to the run was the $82 I spent at Lowe's for screws. So not a big deal, but I mean, you know, it's $100 every time you turn around. And it's been $100 on feed. which I probably have 6 months supply of feed, but it depends on how much these, you know, when these chicks get bigger. Look, there's 5 black ones on the top and 2 gray ones now. But when they get bigger, they're going to eat a lot more. So that's going to go through some. But y'all, I was thinking about it today. A chick takes 21 days to hatch when you incubate them. So you get whatever you're going to get after 21, 22 days. And then it takes about 5 to 6 months feeding them naturally like this, so they're of full size to process and eat or start laying eggs. That's my thing. When they start laying eggs, the ones that are older than them go to the freezer. So you're looking at, you know, 6 to 7 months from the time you start incubating an egg until you can put a chicken in the freezer or in the frying pan, whatever you want to call it. And that's basically twice a year at the most, if you just do one round at the time. The way I'm setting this up with 3 different age group chickens, I should be able to get 3 processing times a year out of my chickens, because these will be ready in 6 months and those will start laying within the next month or 2. The old ones are already ready. So when those teenagers start laying, the adults are going to get processed. And then when the teenagers start, then when these babies start laying, the teenagers will get processed. So you just, and I'll be done hatched some more by then. So I'll always have a set of babies over here growing to keep freezers full and keep bellies full. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the content I provide for you. This is just a little video of update on what I've been doing this weekend. We got a lot of rain yesterday, and I mean a lot. I didn't get much done. I did get those posts and the wire ran over, but I didn't get it mounted or any of that stuff. So, as a matter of fact, yeah, I've already nailed it up. I had to go back and look. Did I even nail the wire up? So I just attached it to the building, saved me having to put a post there. But guys, if you enjoy the content that I put out, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share the channel when you can. Last few days I've gained a couple more subscribers. I went to 113, and when I looked right before I started making this video here, I was at 114. So those new guys, thank you very much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Helps us grow. Please consider sharing the channel so that more people can get involved and help share knowledge of prepping. So anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all more than you know. Thank you very much. Remember the 2 things I always tell you. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.